Games in this podcast range from E to M.
Hello and welcome to the official Xbox podcast, the only podcast coming to you from inside Xbox. I'm Lena, and joining me as I take over his usual spot, sorry about stealing your seat, is Jeff.
I warmed it up for you.
Yeah.
Everyone loves sitting on a warm chair.
Okay, well, thanks a lot, Jeff. You can not do that next time. That's cool.
Yeah. Joining us today, besides Marcus Phoenix, which I'm very glad to have here, is a couple of folks that I've gotten to work alongside for quite some time.
10 years or more that we worked together.
Neither of us have aged in the slightest.
Not a day. Yeah.
This was always here and always so great. Mike Crump and Kate Rayner, thanks for joining us here in the studio for the first time.
Well, thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Do you want to tell us about what you do at the Coalition, since you all have been there since it was become called the Coalition?
Sure, yeah. So I'm the studio head of the Coalition. That basically means I'm responsible for everything that happens in the studio, everything to do with Gears of War. I've been at the studio for 15 years now, which is pretty hard to believe. And long before it was actually even called the Coalition. Yeah.
Cool.
I'm the studio technical director at the Coalition. I oversee all the engineering, all of the technical implementation of all of our games. I've been also with the Coalition for a long time, 14 years, not quite 15, but through all the work that we've done with the Gears franchise at the Coalition, and I've been in this industry for almost 30 years now.
And you have a really interesting, hard to achieve, technical designation here at the company,
Yes.
don't you?
Yeah,
not to embarrass you, but
no, not at all. I'm a technical fellow at Microsoft, and so that is, it's a great honor and just sort of represents the technical work I've done for Xbox and in my industry.
Now, Gears is back in a big way. E-Day was announced last year to a huge response. It's obvious Gears fans, they're ready for more Gears. And now you're going back to the game that started it all with Gears of War Reloaded and bringing it to more people and more platforms?
Yeah, that's right. Gears is going multi-platform for the first time. So, of course, Xbox and PC, but PlayStation 5 for the first time ever. Super exciting for us.
And Steam as well.
And Steam.
That's right.
Yeah, the original game had never come out.
That's right, yeah.
Let's talk about that. We know Gears is a foundational Xbox franchise for the last 20 years, but now a lot more people are going to get to play. So let's talk about it.
Yeah, Gears is going to hit its 20th anniversary next year, which is probably a little bit hard to believe. I don't know if you guys remember where you were in 2006.
We haven't aged in the slightest.
No, of course not. Yeah, when Gears came out. But I was pretty early in my career in video games. And I remember when Gears came out and just how much of an impact it had on the whole industry. And so, bringing back the original game and bringing it to more players and more platforms than ever before felt like the perfect way to celebrate 20 years of Gears.
Kate, it sounds like this will be a definitive version of the original game. So let's dig into that. Is it a remake or a remaster?
Or full credit to Jake Baldino of GameRanks, is it a remakester, as he used for Oblivion?
Right. Well, it's fully remastered and enhanced to take advantage of modern hardware. Going back to the original, we've increased the resolution by 900%, 9x, and doubled the frame rate. Campaign running at 60 frames per second now, and multiplayer supporting 60 as well as 120 frames per second. We support variable refresh rate. We support native high dynamic range lighting. And we've also unlocked 4K assets and ultra-resolution textures that were not in the original console versions of the game. We have 7.1.4 3D spatial audio, and we've improved the lighting, the shadows, and reflections, and really have pushed the quality of this title to be a full remaster on every device that it's shipping on.
It's like a checklist of things that did not exist in 2006
Yeah, exactly.
that a modern game needs to have, and now Gears of War Original gets to have that.
Absolutely.
And you have examples to show us, right?
We do.
All right. So what are we looking at here? We have, we're going back 20 years pretty much.
That's right. Yeah. You can see here, this is Embry. It's early on in the first act. You can see, the 1280, 720, 30 frames per second version that shipped in on the Xbox 360, the 1080p version for Xbox One with Gears of War Ultimate Edition. And then we have the reloaded version, running at full 4K with 60 frames per second. And you can see a lot of detail here from the enhancements that we have. You can see like the carbon fiber in Marcus's armor. You can see the enhanced texture details with the normal maps and the 4K textures in the environment. And you can also see the reflections off the pond, right? And those reflections are real time. So if there's a battle scene happening in front of you, you'll see all those reflections happening.
Seems like in back on 360, and we love 360. It's funny how like when you look back at this, like like when I look at the reloaded version, it's like that's what the games always look like, right? But then when you see things and you're able to see side by side, like I didn't realize the sun was out in this scene originally because. But then it seems much more obvious the way the shadows are casting onto the stairs.
Yeah, I mean, the resolution of the shadows, the sampling of it. We've always been a game that takes full advantage of whatever hardware we ship on. And this is absolutely what we've done with, the current generation of hardware.
Yeah, the color immediately stood out to me. Yeah. Just being able to see the foliage and everything. Amazing.
All right, here's a scene from very early on in the game. Let's talk about the enhancements here.
Yeah, here you can see Marcus in the slab. And, this thing is running at 4K resolution, 60 frames per second. And you can see the incredible boost in fidelity from our 4K ultra resolution textures, the higher res normal maps, the incredible detail in the lighting. You can zoom in to any part of this image and all this detail shows up that's simply non-existing on the older versions of the game. There's a lot of contrasts and vibrancy in this image. And in HDR, like the fire and the brightness in the sky in the background really pop and stand out on modern television.
Yeah, 10 years ago, no one was really talking about HDR all that much.
True. Yeah. I mean, this is a native HDR remaster, and the original was SDR.
So were there any features you were able to bring to the remaster that you weren't able to in the original, or even in the original from 10 years ago with Gears of War Ultimate Edition, due to like technical limitations?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we fully replaced and modernized the back-end online services for this game. That includes taking our dedicated servers for our versus multiplayer and expanding the data center coverage across the globe so everyone can have the most low latency gameplay experience possible. We've taken those dedicated game servers and we've sped them up from 30 hertz to 60 hertz, sort of further reducing the latency that's so important for Twitch-based shooter kind of multiplayer gameplay. We have skills-based matchmaking, and we've also added cross-platform play and cross-platform progression for every single platform that we're shipping on.
Yeah, so important for multiplayer, especially in a game where really one shot is live or die off the Gnasher. One of the things that we were talking about backstage before we started is also servers in new places, and including in Latin America and in Mexico, because I know, having been to a Gears event in Mexico, like, this is a country that loves Gears, so I really love it.
Yeah, and we love, our players in Latin America, and something we wanted to do was really ensure that we have the best possible experience in that area of the world. So now we have expanded data centers in Mexico that we've just lit up. So we'll have more data center coverage for Latin America. We also have, Brazil and other parts of LATAM.
So we also we talked about obviously the influx of players from Steam and from PS5 joining Xbox fans with Gears Reloaded, and certain folks learning the business end of a Gnasher, I'm sure, for the very first time. But everyone gets to play together. Can you just talk about crossplay and just like kind of how exciting it is that people will be able to co-op together and do all these things together?
That's just it, right? The ability to bring players from all those platforms to play together simultaneously is something we've never done in Gears of War before. And so, we're really excited about that opportunity. We think Gears as a franchise is about bringing people together. It's about bringing friends together, and it always has been, and we're just expanding that now.
So is cross-progression across PC, Xbox,
all the
PlayStation?
Yes. You can basically pick up on one platform and play and drop,
With the modernizing of our back-end online services, you can play across any device. So if you're playing on Xbox and then you switch on to Steam, your progression will move with you, right? So your progress in campaign or your multiplayer versus level and rank and what you've unlocked through gameplay will just move with you. So if you play on PC and at home, and then you play on your gaming handheld when you're on your commute, you can just keep going.
And the good news is people are not going to have to wait very long before they get in there and get to start playing with and against each other.
Yeah, that's right. So this weekend, we're opening up a multiplayer beta across all the platforms that we support. It'll be this weekend and then the following weekend, so 2 weekends. And it's open to anybody that pre-orders the game, also anybody that is an Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscriber or PC Game Pass
Very good.
member. Yeah.
All right.
It's excellent.
We're going to be playing next couple weekends. The
Right.
plans are set. So over the years, I've become a little bit more of a PC poppy, if you will. I do love my frames, and I enjoyed Gears 5. Hivebusters also. Shout out to Hivebusters. I think it's some of the greatest work y'all have done.
Yep.
And actually, Gears Tactics was great on PC as well. Of course, the Xbox version is Xbox Play Anywhere, so console and over on PC, and I love jumping back and forth. But with the game coming to Steam as well, what optimizations for PC are you looking at?
Yeah, well, this is certainly no PC port, right? We've optimized the game for what players expect on PC. We have uncapped frame rates. We have 4K, but also 5K, ultra wide resolution. We adapt the game to whatever resolution of whatever device that you run on. We have quite a lot of work in scalability to be able to support all the different devices that are out there, including gaming laptops and PC gaming handhelds. We have super resolution that sort of has come to be expected by a lot of PC players with AMD Fidelity Effects FSR 3.1, NVIDIA's DLSS Deep Learning Super Sampling. We also have HDR. Another thing that we brought from Gears 5 and we've now put in this title is having a benchmark mode. So you can run the game against your rig and see how it performs, and then go in and tune it with all the settings that we've exposed to really tune it for your rig. But we also detect your hardware and ensure that default settings are optimal for quality and performance out of the box.
Also heard you say handheld, because 10 years ago, you couldn't, the idea of running Gears even on a laptop would have been darn near impossible. But now the idea of being able to take it with noted. Yes.
Yeah. I have several flights ahead of me, so, So PC covered, but this is the official Xbox podcast, so we got to talk about what Xbox players can expect.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, everything that we've talked about already, there's so many features that just simply weren't possible on the original Xbox One or certainly the Xbox 360, like the 4K assets, the ultra resolution, HDR, the graphics improvements, really near instant load times. The load times in this game are 10x faster than the original. We also have Dolby Vision, which is only available on Xbox Series X and S, which has richer colors and enhanced brightness. It's also worth noting that the 120 frames per second multiplayer and 60 frames per second modes are available on the Xbox Series S as well as the Xbox Series X. So we're not compromising as we really push all of the hardware in the Xbox Series lineup.
Small but mighty. And one thing that we absolutely cannot overlook is especially for folks that picked up Ultimate Edition 10 years ago, you got a special treat, right?
That's right. So if you bought Gears of War Ultimate Edition digitally, you'll get Gears of War Reloaded for free.
That's pretty awesome. So, it's good to I like free updates.
Yeah.
We can't let you go. That would be dereliction of duty if I was to let you go without asking about Gears E-Day. How's it going?
It's going well. Yeah, still in development, so I can't share a lot about E-Day right now, and we certainly will have more to share in the future, but we're super passionate about E-Day. We had a great reception last year when we announced the game at Showcase. The whole team felt the love from the Gears of War community when that trailer, aired. And honestly, it was an amazing moment inside the studio to hear Gears fans react to the direction that we're going, and very validating, and we're super excited to bring it to market.
So watch this space, basically.
Watch this space.
That's
there will be
right.
definitely more to come on E-Day.
I had
a lot
to ask.
more.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, well, this is almost all the time we have for this episode, but wanted to get final thoughts. Kate, Mike, anything else you want to tell everyone?
I just tell people to sign up, pre-order now, and sign up for the beta. It's going next weekend, so not a lot of time.
Yeah, I mean, we're just so excited to bring the game to more players, but really enhance the game on all of the devices that we're shipping on. And I think on the the anniversary of the franchise, being able to take this iconic game and deliver it like fresh and renewed and fully remastered is just something that's really been a passion project for the team.
Very cool.
Yeah. Kate and Mike from the Coalition, thank you so much for joining us. We're so excited to get our hands on Gears of War Reloaded. Jeff, thank you for joining.
Yeah, no, it's good. You did good.
Yeah,
why am I even here?
I warmed up your seat, so if you want to like, sit,
You also gave me the small mug, I've noticed. So
It's
you got the
where
small
I'm at.
mug.
special
Yeah,
mug,
well, how'd that happen?
No, it's fine. It's
Yeah,
good.
all right.
We're great.